Have you ever felt invisible? Like no matter how much you give, how much you hurt, or how much you try to explain yourself, nobody really sees you. That moment, when you finally realize no one is coming to rescue you, hurts. It's sharp, it's quiet, and it changes you forever. But here's the truth. That silence, that rejection, that invisibility, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your power. Stay with me, because in this video, we're going to talk about how being overlooked, rejected, and misunderstood is actually the path to your freedom, self-mastery, and unshakable strength. When we're young, we're taught a lie. That pain should be noticed. That if we suffer enough, if we cry hard enough, if we explain ourselves perfectly, someone will care. But life proves us wrong. The texts don't come. The phone stays silent. The tears go unseen. And in that silence, something ancient awakens. A strength that doesn't beg, doesn't explain, and doesn't need applause. That's the moment you stop performing and start becoming. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors." Translation: stop waiting for people to validate your suffering. Stop hoping they'll give you permission to live. Because the truth is, everyone is drowning in their own chaos. They're not cruel for not noticing your pain. They're simply consumed by their own. And if your identity is built on being seen, you'll spend your entire life feeling invisible. But here's the paradox. The day you stop expecting the world to notice you is the day you start noticing yourself. Carl Jung once said, "The world will ask you who you are, and if you don't know, the world will tell you." But most people don't even ask to understand. They ask so they can box you in. They don't see you. They see their idea of you. And when you stop performing for that gaze, you start living for something real. Yes, it's painful to realize you're not the main character in anyone's story but your own. But once you accept that, you stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for applause. And you start building your life from the inside out. That's why Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it, because when you embody discipline, clarity, and self-respect, suddenly you don't need to be seen. You don't need to be rescued. You don't need to perform your pain just to earn connection. You simply become undeniable." So here's the question. How do you move from craving validation to cultivating inner power? 1. Stop narrating your wounds for sympathy. Healing doesn't always need an audience. Sometimes the deepest transformations happen in silence. 2. Choose solitude over noise. Solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's where you build the inner compass that can't be shaken by rejection. Third, shift from being seen to seeing yourself. Ask, am I living in alignment with my values? Not, do they approve of me? 4. Embody before you explain. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth. Your consistency, your discipline, and your presence will speak louder than any words. And when you live this way, something changes. You stop chasing connection. You start attracting it. You stop fearing rejection. You start seeing it as redirection. And most importantly, you stop waiting and you start becoming. Seneca once wrote, "The greatest empire is to rule oneself." And that's exactly what happens when you stop outsourcing your worth to other people. So, if you've ever felt invisible, let this be your turning point, not the end, the beginning. Because the moment you stop waiting for the world to see you is the moment you become impossible to ignore. If this message spoke to you, don't leave it here. Subscribe the channel as your quiet vow to yourself, a step toward building discipline, clarity, and self-respect. And if you're ready to go deeper, there's another video waiting for you on the screen right now. Watch it next and keep building the life that no rejection, no silence, no misunderstanding can ever take away.